beautiful creatures of my world, and welcome back to Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. We are on the hunt today in the far north of Maine, up along the Canadian border, not for wild beasties in the forest. We are on the hunt for great stocking stuffers at an affordable price in the crown of Maine. I hope everybody is having a beautiful day. Wherever you might be, we have a little bit of snow flurries coming down from the sky. Nothing that's going to stick, just enough to make it November. That's how I describe today. It's a November day. I hope you're all having a beautiful day wherever you might be. I hope you're having a day filled with fabulosity and dang good coffee because we all need dang good coffee to get through this thing we call life. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of my world, Christmas is coming. Stocking stuffers need to be purchased. What are we going to get? We can't break the bank. We are in a wartime economy. Unfortunately, we are in a wartime economy. The economy going right in the crapper. And everything is going up. And from what I hear, the Dollar Tree will soon start at $1.75. The $1.25s are going away. So from word on the street in my hood, the $1.25 price point will no longer be. And everything will be like $1.50, $1.75. We knew this was going to happen. Dollar Tree, disappointing me. But Dollar Tree doesn't care because it's a big corporation and it needs to make lots and lots of profit. And the rest of us here on the other end of the spectrum, the people who have to work their fingers to the bone in order to make our money, to be able to spend it on things we need and sometimes things we don't. I always think about beauty products when I prep. That's just a thing. Not because I'm a vain person, but because birthdays, holidays, I just want to feel a little better days. They're all right there and they're always around the corner. Every silver lining does have a touch of gray. And, some days are great and then you hit the bump in the road and that bump in the road can really bruise you. And while you're waiting for things to settle down, you need to feel, especially women, you need to feel human. And some of us have teenage kids, and teenagers don't understand that money don't grow on trees until they start getting a job and look at their first paycheck and realize how much they were robbed out of that paycheck in taxes. Yeah, it's always fun when they get their first paycheck. Christmas is coming and people need affordability this year. And I know I have a large audience that doesn't want to hear nothing Dollar Tree. But I do have, on the opposite end of the spectrum, I do have a large audience that wants to hear Dollar Tree. What's hot and what's not, what works and what doesn't work. I've got 5 products today that I am going to give the thumbs up. While you're at it, you can give the thumbs up below. Subscribe to the channel. We do these stocking stuffer videos. I try to do them at least once a week around the holiday time. I give these products 2 thumbs up. They are dupe product. I hate that word, dupe. They are dupe products. I use them under my real world conditions, which will not be your real world conditions. Say that 10 times fast. Which will not be your real world conditions. I am a homesteader. I run a farm. I am glammed up in the barn. I am glammed up when it's hot. I'm glammed up when it's cold. I really do test the products. I test them for at least 14 days. Some products I test much longer than that, just to make sure they hold up in all kinds of weather conditions. Make sure they hold up in the barn. Make sure they hold up while I'm gardening. And then I come here and I recommend them. And a lot of people are looking for recommendations because stockings have to be filled, including in my own family. I have daughter-in-laws. I have a daughter. Everybody needs a little something in their stocking. And quite frankly, broke bitch tips from the homestead. Tip number 10,046. If I don't have to buy the name brand, I'm not going to buy it. Period. I'm not going to waste my money like that. And I don't care if it's your birthday. I don't care if it's Christmas. I don't care if you think you're ultra special. You will never get a name brand product out of me. Period. And that's just how it goes. Ask my kids when iPods were the thing. Ask my kids what they got. They didn't get the dang iPod unless they bought it themselves, because I was not going to spend that money when there was plenty of comparable little gadgets there. There were plenty of comparable MP3 players out on the market. That's what I did. We had 3 kids. I am not paying a $1.30 times 3 for a gadget that holds your music. Put a CD in on the stereo. Let the world listen to your music choices. The first product I want to talk about is the Freeman Rich Cream. Now, this brands itself as an overnight leave-on cream. I use it during the day. $1.25, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent, excellent, excellent. It is the dupe, in my opinion, to the e.l.f. Holy Hydration. I do use e.l.f. Holy Hydration. I use Spa Clinicals. I got a bunch of that at the Dollar Tree about 7 months ago for $1.25. They're over $10 at the Walmart, you know. I did not like that formula so much. The Spa Clinicals, it was a little too loose for my liking. But this Freeman Rich Cream, I love it. It is very comparable to the e.l.f. Holy Hydration. This does have the hyaluronic acid in it, and it does have magnesium in it. I'm not a makeup girly, just so that we're all clear. I'm not a makeup girly. I never have been. When I do the no makeup look, it's generally because I just have eyeliner and mascara on and no other makeup. But I do use a daily moisturizer. And I use this with and without the Be Pure bronzer drops. This is the second product of the day. This is the dupe for the Drunk Elephant bronzer drops. Absolutely. Everybody's been raving about it for months and months and months. We're just getting it here in the far north of Maine in our Dollar Trees. And it absolutely is worth the pickup. Don't pick up one. I picked up one. Big mistake. Should have picked up a few of them because you can't find them no more in our Dollar Tree uptown. The Freeman, I picked up 3 or 4 of them. I was not one of those purchasing hogs. I did leave a few on the shelf, but they are going fast. People realized that they were there and they are running to pick this up because it really is so much like e.l.f.'s Holy Hydration. This is so much a dupe for that, in my humble opinion. So what I like to do is, because I live in the far north of Maine, this is what our days are like. Cloudy. This milky white sky, I've been complaining about it for 2 years on the internet. This milky white sky is our winter sky. This is what we get. This is the natural lighting. And I tan. I absolutely do tan when the sun is out in the summertime. But as the winter wears on, I kind of lose my tan. I start looking sallow. This is the time of year where we're all taking vitamin D capsules up here in the far north of Maine just to keep our vitamin D levels up. So what I like to do is I like to take my Freeman, and I like to take one drop, and I like to mix it all together. See how pretty? And then I like to put it on my skin, just give it a good old rub in. And it does. It has a little bit of a color glow up. That's all I'm looking for. I'm 54 years old. I'm not looking for foundation. I got lines and wrinkles, girls. I got pores. I got lines and wrinkles. I do not do the face blurring stuff. I do not even use filters when I do these videos. This is what you get. What you see is what you get here. I don't like how things... powders, creams, foundations, liquids, they settle in. I got the crow's feet. That just means I had a very happy life. It just settles. As your face gets older, it gets softer because you're losing the collagen. Everything's kind of falling to the ground. And you get the lines, you get the wrinkles. And when you put foundation on over 50, it settles everywhere. Or it just tends to look really cakey and horrid. So I just don't use foundation. I like the glow up. And that's what I do. I put my little Be Pure bronzer drops into whatever facial moisturizer I am using for the day, and I just give myself a bit of a glow up when I want it. It works good around December, January, where you really need the glow up. Now, the third thing I bought at the Dollar Tree was this kabuki brush in the container. This one I absolutely do love. I've tried a lot of different kabuki brushes. This one I do love. I don't use them like the other girls use them. I use them a little differently. People tell me on the internet, the influencers, that I need to use a kabuki brush to put on my my fake tan. I don't use a fake tan. What you see is what you get. I'm not... I'm a plain Jane. I always have been. I just don't do the tan moisturizer stuff. I tried it when I was younger in the 90s, and it was Jergens was one of the first ones out with it, and it absolutely sucked. And I never bought it again. Never trusted it again. So I purchased this kabuki brush. Absolutely love it. Get the one in the container. It's the best one that I've used. It's the softest. It's the nicest. It feels the nicest against your skin. And lastly, I bought the lip jellies and the cheek tints by Be Pure. I've got one in the pink and one in the peach. Like the peach more, simply because, like I said, I'm not a makeup girly. I love them both, but I like the peach, personal preference, on my skin the most. So what I'm going to do is show you how I apply the lip jelly tints, because they are, you got to work fast with these suckers. Let me tell you, if you just streak your cheek or dot your cheek and you don't blend in fast enough, it don't work. There's a bit of a learning curve for older people on using these newer products. People like me, I'm old people now. I do keep the tops to these, and I keep them on the product. I don't know. I heard from another Dollar Tree influencer that you should do that. So I just do it. Because I was told by one of the youngins, you need to do it, old lady. So that's what I do. Now, how I use the tints is because I don't want a lot. I don't want a heavy makeup look. I just a couple times across the top of the jelly, and then I hurry up. And I get it in there. Are y'all seeing that? Isn't that nice? That is a pretty pink. We'll come back to it after we put on a pretty peach. Let me clean my little kabuki brush here. And now we're going to put on the pretty peach one on the next cheek. 2 colors, 2 cheeks. Isn't that great? Same amount of product. I like the peach better simply because it's more neutral for me. And in real life, IRL, my husband can tell which one it is. I don't know if you're going to get it on camera with the natural lighting, but this is pinker than this. This is a more mellow tone, and I like mellow. It's just my personal preference. And in real life, you can absolutely tell the difference. Now, for the lip tint part, I do like the pink. So I need both. If anybody's watching that's building me a stocking, I need both colors. And if you find it anywhere else in the Crown of Maine, pick me up some, because we are all out of it. We're all out of it uptown. These go fast. These are a major hot product, and I really am sad that I didn't pick up a ton of this stuff while it was on the rack, but I didn't. And you snooze, you lose in this business, let me tell you, because we have a lot of girlies up here in the far north of Maine, 15 minutes from the Canadian border, looking for the products that other influencers and beauty product haul purchasers are getting way before we do. Now, I have tested all these products under my real world conditions. As the chickens look at me like, what the hell is you got on your face now? They work, and they are well worth putting in the stockings, especially if you got young girls. You don't need to be going to Sephora. Your teenagers do not need the drunk elephants. Just get them the Be Pure bronzer drops. It's good. Call it a day. Let's not stress this holiday season. Prices are going up everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of my world. And the last thing that we want to do is ruin the holidays by feeling like we have to break the bank, because it is so unnecessary. When you got great products for a decent price. And when I do these hauls, I really do try to stay in the $1.25 price range, because it's what can be afforded nowadays. We need to think more about putting food on our table than we do about spending $40, $50 for one product from Sephora. Honestly. Luxury is great, but there is a time and a place, and I've lived on both ends of the spectrum. There have been times in our life where I've lived complete luxury, and times in our life where we had to put bread and milk on the table. So the luxury was not there, and we went affordability, and now I just like affordable. Broke bitch tips from the homestead, number 10,000. Don't buy name brand products at full price if you can get something equivalent at a much cheaper price. It's just how I do it here. But y'all do you, and we wish you happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas to all. Be the kindness that you want to see in the world, and as always, Carpe Diem, because no one promises us a tomorrow.